Um, Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the third session of the day, which will be on technology transfer case study by Mr. Krishna Rajan from Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute for Medical Sciences and Technology. I invite Sweta Bhubesh, second semester LLM IPR PhD, to introduce a resource person.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's last session. Now, I would like to welcome our resource person, Mr. Rajkrishna Rajan sir, to the session. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce you, sir, to today's session on technology transfer case study. Mr. Rajkrishna Rajan is currently in charge of IP cell of Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute for Medical Science and Technology, Trivandrum, an institute of national importance. He joined the prestigious institution as engineer on October 2009 and continuing as charge of intellectual property rights cell of the institute. The institute has developed a wide range of IPRs during this period under his leadership, which include 325 patents, 39 design registrations, and 7 trademarks, and around 100 numbers of technology are transferred. Institute was awarded the prestigious National IP Award for Best R&D Institution 2019 under his guidance. We are so glad you could be here today to share your insight on topic technology transfer case study. Welcome, sir. All to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the honorable introduction. And hopefully, since this is the last section, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, all the participants might be, fed up with the great scholars talk and whatever it may be. I will present this technology transfer, the case study, what is happening in my institute. Of course, as the in the introduction said, it is a national important institute where the medical devices technologies are being developed. That means medical devices, the most easiest method to explain medical devices, those devices which support life within your body, mostly implants. Okay, so let me start sharing. Rajesh, can you, it is disabled.
Sir, just a moment. Sir, I've made you the co-host. Now can you try?
Yeah, okay.
Sir, your slides are visible, but they are not in the presentation mode.
Let me once now, is that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, perfect.
Okay, fine. So let me introduce my institute first. Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute for Medical Science and Technology is an institution of national importance under the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, the joint culture of medicine and technology. The institute has the status of a university and offer excellent research and training facilities as well. We have, accredited courses of DM, Doctor of Medicine, then PhD, MPhil. By this year, MPhil will be closed as per the direction of UGC. Then we had a comprehensive program on MS is starting from next year. Then MTech Clinical Engineering, those courses are there, and many paramedical training courses and certification courses are being carried out by Sri Chitra. Then the coming slides will give you much more knowledge about my institute first. Then I will go how the technology is being transferred, how the technology is protected, in our institute, of course, this is a case study. Let me go to the next slide. It is a tertiary, it has 3 wings. One is a tertiary referral super specialty hospital. One is a biomedical technology wing where a clinicians, engineers, scientists, veterinarians, and many multiple disciplinary experts are working in a same platform for developing the technologies of medical devices. Okay, I will come into it later. And the third wing is the Achyuta Menon Center for Health Sciences, where the only health science and public health research are going on. You might have heard the super specialty hospital, where the neurology and cardiology tertiary referral hospital, because the most dangerous condition patients are being referred to Sri Chitra, where we are giving high-end medical care over there, and many of the patients are surviving out of that. High expertise medical clinical care is being guaranteed by Sri Chitra at our super specialty hospital. Next one, the mission of the institute: promote research and development in biomedical engineering and technology, deliver high quality patient care in selected specialties and subspecialties, develop innovative postgraduate training programs, advanced medical specialties and biomedical engineering and technology. Then participate in public health reforms through research, training and interventions. Vision is to become a global leader in medical device. Almost I proudly say that in medical device sector, our name is always one among the 10 in when the national survey is going on. To become a global leader in medical devices development, high quality patient care and health sciences studies. Promote research and already okay, fine. Then coming back to biomedical technology wing. The biomedical technology wing, or called as BMT wing, consists of culturally diverse and pluralistic team committed to medical device development, research and teaching. The broad areas of activities of the wing include medical devices, biomaterials, biocompatibility, tissue engineering, product incubation and commercialization. Of course, this will be a different subject where other speakers from, I think from 25th, isn't it? 25th or 27th onwards giving, because the institute is quite different. The highlight of the institute is the technologies developed out of this, from this institute, is being translated to industries for commercialization. There comes the importance of IPR and technology transfer. Then unmet clinic. To start with, how the technology is developed. From where the requirement of medical devices is coming before the team. As I explained before, we are working as a team where in which clinicians are there, engineers are there, then biomaterial scientists are there, tissue engineers are there, veterinarians are there, and multiple, as I explained before, multiple specialities of scientists are working in the same platform for the development. So for the development, there must be a seed or a concept. So that we receive from as unmet clinical need. And what is unmet clinical need? A condition for which there exists no satisfactory method of diagnosis, prevention, or treatment. Let me explain. A infant baby, a newly born baby. As you know, the heart of anybody is supposed to be the to this size, right? To the size of your hand when folded together. So what will be the size of a newly born baby? It will be so small. Many babies, as you know, are being born with multiple issues of heart. So surgery is the only method to rectify those issues. So just think about in that small body to a spot-like heart that we here call it as a minimal invasive surgery. That means the approach towards the heart is quite difficult. Even the clinician's hand will be bigger than the baby itself, usually. So just think with that how come we can do the precise surgery. So the surgeon who is doing that surgery will be facing a multiple issues. No, they will present before the team all these issues. So we have a non-tangible problems as the seeds for the medical device development. So that is an intangible problem they are explaining before us. So we, the team of engineers and the whole or others will sit together and develop many concepts out of that. And from that concepts, we will select the best to develop into a prototype. I think you understand. The prototype, the highest successful prototype will be selected for development of the medical devices and to the final product. Okay, so let me move to the next medical devices class. Before me moving to the development of medical devices, the medical devices are classified into three based on the risk associated with medical devices. As I told before, medical devices are those devices which support life within your body. So based on the risk associated with the medical devices are classified into one of three categories. Class 1 devices are deemed to be low risk and are therefore subject to the least class 1 regulatory controls. Small regulatory controls are there for this. For example, wound dressings. You have seen many type of wound dressings from the medical store itself. No, those wound dressings are being packed outside your body. Even then, since it is being deal with the wounds, which many kinds of, so the wound dressings are developed out of this characteristics of wounds. Wound dressings are one of the example of class 1 medical devices. It is a low risk medical device. Then class 2 devices of much more higher risk are termed as class 2 medical devices. For example, oxygenator. Oxygenator means it's supposed to be artificial lungs. During the cardiopulmonary surgery, the oxygenator will take the duty of lungs. At that particular time, the heart will be taken out from the body and blood pump will be substituting heart. Oxygenator will be substituting lungs for that particular time of surgery, maybe 1 hour to 8 hours, maybe beyond that up to 12 hours. So class 3 devices are highest risk devices. For example, heart valve, artificial heart valve. So those are highest risk devices where just a flip of error may end into the death of the patient. So the medical devices itself is classified into three categories: class 1, 2, and 3, based on the risk. So the development of medical devices also will be according to the risk factor affecting to the device when implanted into the body. So technology readiness level. This is another thing. I told the seed for development of medical devices is given to the team of biomedical technology wing as unmet clinical need. That may be by a clinician, that may be by an industrialist, an entrepreneur, even sometimes from the patients itself. So receiving that unmet clinical need as intangible problems, we approach the problem and develop intangible concepts. And from the intangible concepts, engineers will design and transfer it to a tangible prototype, which many prototypes will be developed out of a single concept, and many concepts may be developed, and for each concept, prototypes will be developed. And we will go for the successful functioning of prototypes, and we will select the best out of that developed prototypes. That is how the concepts for the problems are translated into the products. I will come to it. Technology readiness level is a measurement system used to assess the maturity of a technology. Each technology readiness level has defined categories. This gives an indication as to the further work involved in the development of technology. Next slide will give much more knowledge about that. I have told you that the first phase of any technology development, as far as a medical device is concerned, it is the concept phase. After that, it will come to the proof of concept phase. Then the preclinical evaluation phase, where mostly it is being done in animals. Then the technology transfer phase. At this stage, if the preclinical evaluation is successful, we will transfer the technologies into the industries, where along with the industries, we will go for the clinical evaluation phase, where the medical devices is tested in patients. After that, once the clinical phase is successfully completed, we will go for the commercialization phase. This is the technology readiness level. Each concept or medical device, at which phase it is standing. For the concept phase, shows promising potential application. The hypothesis testing and initial proof of concept is demonstrated in a limited number of in vitro or in vivo trials. I will explain in vitro and in vivo. In vitro means something we develop the artificial, the atmosphere of a living being will be developed artificially within the lab itself. There we undergo tests, that is in vitro analysis. And in vivo means the product will be transferred into a living being and it will be monitored. That is in vivo analysis. Okay. Then project plan will be developed, device characteristics, document and project proposal completed, ready to phase 1, proof of concept phase. Now the concept is being transferred to proof of concept phase, where proof of concept and safety of the device is demonstrated in vitro, ex vivo, in vivo conditions. Then standardization is being carried out, documentation on design transfer, then material evaluation metrics and device evaluation metrics completed, ready to phase. Then now we will go for the preclinical evaluation, where the preclinical evaluation is done by the veterinary scientist in small animals or large animals according to the suggestions given by the inventors. So the small animals are usually mice, rats, then guinea pig, etc. Then large animals come to sheep, dogs, then usually pigs. This heart valve and all being tested in pigs. The morphology and physiology of pigs' heart is almost similar to the humans, and it is also done in sheep as well. Sheep are also considered as large animals. Okay. Then after preclinical evaluation stage, we will advertise and invite expression of interest in our site, and it will be gone globally, to be frank, globally, and industries will approach us. We will debate for the amount. Sometimes it will be given as a whole, the technology as a whole. For a lump sum payment, it will be transferred to the industry, or else it will be in a give and take condition under a particular MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, where the R&D will be given by the institute, the money will be given by the industry. It all based on the MOUs. Another thing is that the complete interaction, I mean, the company will sign with the institute an MOU saying that whatever developments with regard to this particular invention is there, we will take it over. So it will maybe a lifelong collaboration. That sort of collaborations are also carried out. It depends upon the market potential of the product, of the technology developed by us. Once the technology transfer phase is completed, we go for clinical evaluation stage, where we will approach 5 centers inside the country itself, from Northeast to Kerala. And there, with the help of the money will be given by the industry, then the clinical evaluations will be done under the supervision of the expert clinicians identified by us. The clinical evaluation usually take place in 5 different areas. We analyze the results, and sometimes many errors may happen at that point of time. Even it is high risk area, so we will go for the errors, rectify it. Again, we will go for the trials. Usually, this clinical evaluation is done in healthy patients with the consent. After getting the consent of the patient itself. And after that only the commercialization phase is there. The commercialization means how perfect the device come into public. That is the most important mandate. Not only that, the device must be cost effective as well. Our competence, competent industries, we are competing always with the imported products. So our device must equally quality wise improved just like a imported product. Only then it will survive in the market. This is the condition which you have to understand at this point of time. Let me move to the next one. These are the technologies we transferred. For that, it is better, let us go to my site. One second. Okay, this is the transferred technologies. It is visible, right? Hello, Radish?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. It's visible.
Okay. This is for our blood bag. It is, you may be knowing that in the previous times, the bloods are being stored in bottles. We historically changed to this blood bag, and that invention is transferred to Peninsula Polymers Limited, Hindustan Latex Limited, Electromedical and Allied Industries, J Mitra Industries Limited, and now it is almost everywhere in the world. One of the best pride thing which I have to share with this, all these industries are exporting this blood bag to almost every SAARC countries. So that is one of very prestigious product that makes a changeover. Now you can never ever see the bottles are being used for this. This is another one. This is the artificial first generation. Now we are going for second generation and even to the third generation, artificial mitral heart valve, where almost nearly more than 1 lakh patients are surviving out of our heart valve. To be frank, even Delhi All India Institute of Medical Science are using our mechanical heart valve. Then here in our lab, there's a sheep surviving for more than 18 years with our artificial heart valve. We are, taking care of it, and nearly 4 generation is gone from that sheep itself. Many offsprings are being developed out of that sheep without no problem. It is surviving still. It is of course a nice thing to see. Another thing, every our annual day celebration, the first patient who received our heart valve and still living without any problem. He is an auto driver. He is a native of Trivandrum itself. He will be honored almost every day. Every year. This is another prestigious product and technology developed by Sri Chitra, and it is transferred to industries like TTK Pharma Limited, currently TTK Healthcare Limited. This is another product. Now moving to the next product. This is hydrocephalus shunt. That is a technical name, that something, the liquid getting accumulated in your brain is being drained through underneath to the skin to the peritonic area of your stomach. Once the liquid accumulation I mean, increased to a certain level, the valve will be opened, that liquid will be drained to the peritonic level and peritoneum area, and that liquid will be excreted through the excretions. That is another product. But we are competing with imported products, and imported products are there, but these are our novel hydrocephalus shunt. We have patent for all these products. That is the highlight. Another one is the bubble oxygenate and cardiotomy reservoir. That is, as I described before, in cardiac surgeries, usually in open heart surgeries, the heart will be stopped for a particular period of time of surgery. That time, this cardiopulmonary devices, that's what we technically call these devices, they will take over the charge of the life for that particular period. And after the surgery, the blood will be pumped back to the body through the hemoconcentrator, because hemoconcentrator is another device where just think about infant surgery. Infant baby is undergoing the surgery. Only minimal quantity of blood will be there. That blood cannot flow through all these devices at the particular time in same time. So what this blood will be diluted with salt, NaCl, and that will be at that particular time the blood blood flow will be controlled by diluting the blood. Then after the surgery, the blood has to be pumped back to the baby's body. At that time, it will be passed through a hemoconcentrator where the saline solution will be drained off and the original blood will be pumped back to the body. That is another product of Sri Chitra. Of course, there may be other products available in the market, but we have our own technologies and entirely different from others, and equally competent and equally quality wise. It stands first, to be frank. Then this is what humor concentrated that I just explained. This is another product, concentric needle electrode, that is implanted in your brain to get the concentric needle electrode is used to record electromyogram, EMG, from your brain. That electrode will be placed in different areas, and the pulsating movements of the brain will be recorded. And out of that, just like our ECG, that the clinicians will read to identify the damaged area. Okay, then there are many products. This is membrane oxygenator. The other thing what we have shown is the bubble oxygenator. The functionality is completely different. What is the function of lungs? To oxygenate blood. The same is being done by the oxygenator as well. Vascular graft, in other words, it can be a substitute of blood vessel. Blood vessels, main aorta and all, no, sometimes it gets ruptured due to aneurysms conditions. At that point of time, the aorta will be cut into pieces. That particular area will be removed from the main aorta. Our graft will be implanted over there, and there are patients successfully still living with this our products. Okay, these are some, just I'm giving some examples of the technologies of the institute. Then let me go back to my presentation. So these are the technologies. Now, IPR portfolio. You might have heard many how to file a patent in India, how to file a patent in for how to file a patent in US. Those classes you might have been heard by other speakers. So let me explain how we in Sri Chitra take care of IP. IP file. In technology readiness level, I have told that there are many type of there are many stages of technology. In the concept stage, we will wait for that concept to translated into the prototype, successful prototype stage. Once it is proved that the prototype is concept success, we will go for provisional spec filing. Okay. Then sometimes we will go for multiple patent filing for a single product, because out of 10 concepts developed, 3 are being developed into prototype, and all the three are functioning properly. Then we will go for provisional spec filing for the 3 concepts as different patents. So as you know, the initial provisional spec filing in India costs around only 8,000 rupees for a legal entity. You may be knowing there are 3 types of applicants: legal entities, natural person, and of course startups. Now, since Sri Chitra is an institute, we are filing it as legal entities. So really, the filing of provisional specification costs only 8,000 rupees for legal entity. So we will go for 3 provisional spec filing. We will wait for 1 year, and the success rate of out of these 3, if all the 3 are functioning properly, we will continue the patent application, or else we will go for the single patent application, which is relating with the successful prototype. That is how we start with the patent filing. Then, as I told, now provisional spec is completed, complete spec is completed, publication, the request for examination is filed. Now FER is there. We have given ample reply for the queries. We go for hearings, then the patent is granted. From the granting date, we have to go for the annuity payment, right? So every year we will get a feedback from the inventor and technology business division. What is the status of the product related to that patent, and whether it is being, in which level it is being started, in which level it is there. So any problem? Okay, so we will get a feedback from the inventor, and inventor will look into the potentiality of the patent, and he will be saying that now it is in the technology transfer stage, it is in the preclinical evaluation stage, it is in the clinical evaluation stage, the technology is being transferred on. In those things, we will proceed with that patent payment of annuity, or else we will prune it off. We will prune it off for identifying it. No further potential is there for that patent application. We will stop paying the annuity, and now it is to the public. That is how we will control the unnecessary costing for the IP department. IP for cell, which I am taking care of. Then another thing, one thing I missed. So for the technology transfer, the most important thing is that, let me go back to the technology readiness level slide. As I explained, now we are in the concept phase. In the concept phase itself, some industries came to know that this research, R&D, and the product development is going on in this area. Many industries will approach us without we publishing it in the seeking the expression of interest. At that point of time, we will sit together with the industry and see whether the industry has the potential to take the technology forward. If the industry is capable enough, we will go for an MOU stating that for further development of proof of concept stage, preclinical evaluation stage, technology transfer stage, industry will also be the partner. It may be in any conditions, like industry will share the patent as a co-applicant, or industry will stay as a what to say, that money giving applicant alone. Then he will not be part of the technology development or patent, and he will issue the money only under the conditions given in the MOU, but the whole profit will be given to the industry. But if the product is in the commercialization phase developed by the without the support of industry, we have the institute itself with the funding agencies like DST, DBT, BIRAC, etc. We have approached the commercialization phase. Now an industry is approaching us, means he has to give the lump sum amount and the royalty as well. Royalty may be to till 14th year, 7th year, or maybe 21st year, as per the potential of the technology. For hard valve and all, we have already get into MOU with TTK for lifelong. First generation, second generation, third generation, all generations of hard valve development is being done by TTK and Sri Chitra jointly. They are giving money to us. We are developing the technologies. They are translating it to the product, and commercialization and marketing things are taken care by them. But the patent holders are always the institute itself. We are giving only the products. Technologies are alone being transferred. The patent will be with us. But if the industry is claiming that the R&D developed by you to this extent is enough, further development will be taken care of by us. So the patent also has to be transferred. The MOU will be written in likewise, and the patent will be transferred to them. The maintenance cost, every cost will be borne by the industry also. So I think you understand how we always debate with the industries for money and royalty, and how we will come to a final decision. So it depends upon the maturity of the technology, whether it is in the concept phase, whether it is in the proof of concept phase, whether it is the preclinical evaluation phase, and that decides the amount, the period of time, and how far the institute will incorporate with the industry, and those things will be decided in par with the maturity of the technology. So coming back to the IP portfolio, IP pruning, I have told, multiple concepts may be filed if found suitable, and in the prototype stage itself, we will decide. There will be a committee to decide whether we have to go for patent, and we have to go for industrial design, and even for the continuation of the patent, there's a committee, the inventor and including me must present before the committee the potentiality of the patent and how far it can be taken by the institute, and what is the feedback of the industries. If no industries, as you know, for patentability, we must have 3 criteria, that is novelty, business, and industrial application. Even though the industrial application potential is there for the products, sometimes the industries may not be put much interest to our product. At that point of time, we will keep this patent or the technology as a base, and we will develop much more user-friendly or public-friendly products out of that patent. At that point of time, we will continue the parent patent, and we will develop new patents. Sometimes we go for patent of addition or even divisional application, according to the potentiality of the concepts or the claims which we have developed for the first patent. These are the most important things I have to share with you. Then, thank you. It is, the final presentation. I think we will go for much more interactions. Now it is open to.
Yeah, participants, if you have any queries, either you can ask directly or you can type it in the chat box.
So I have to go for the chat box also.
Yeah, there is. Does government pay R&D cost for inventions?
Pardon?
There is a question in the chat box. Does the government pay R&D cost for inventions?
Government pay? No, we have to identify. We have to identify the what to say, the fund from different areas like DST, DBT. There are funding agencies from the government itself. We have to go submit the application before them. We have to present the potentiality of the concept and make them convinced. After that, they may be giving the fund in a project base. That may be for the 1 year, even to 3 years. Sometimes it may extend up to 5 years, depending upon the potential of the concept you have presented. I don't know why the chat box is not seen to me.
Sir, if you stop sharing, then you can view the chat box, I think.
Okay, then let me stop sharing.
Yeah, I hope you don't have any further slides
Yeah.
or
No. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah, now I think you can view the chat
Yeah.
box.
Can we approach to market for technology transfer level 7 or below? I didn't get the question as well, because below 7 anyway, the technology can be available only to the market or the public only in the commercialization status. Only after clinical evaluation, if it is success only, it can be. We have to get approval from the regulatory department, right? It is very stringent. Even in India now, it is very stringent to get approval from for medical devices. So we have to get the approval, then only it can be available in the market. Whether it is class 1 device, class 2 device, or class 3 devices, we can present it before the public or as a product only after getting the approval from the regulatory department. So probably in the last stage only it will be available in the market. But the translation to the industry can be done in any technology readiness level. It may be done in the concept phase, prototype phase. It depends upon the infrastructure and the industrial inputs. Industry can take concepts at any point of time. Further development will be based on the MOU. That sometimes we ourselves will take the R&D portion, and they will be the funding agency. The industry will be the funding agency. Anything else? So I hope I have touched every part of technology transfer stage. So you can come up with the questions. Definitely, it is open to you.
The participants can unmute themselves and you can ask the question directly to the resource person.
Another
Sir,
thing,
I have one.
Yes. Another thing in the online presentations, the participants cannot be, we cannot assure that they are there. Only name will be there. Usually it happens. It's okay. Okay, Radish, come up with your question, please.
Yeah, as I wanted to know, how do you protect the public interest perspective when you're transferring these technologies, particularly when these are developed from the public funded research?
Yeah, good question. Because one of the mandate of the institute is that we have to develop technologies and make it available to the public in a cost-effective manner. In every MOUs, and every agreement with the industries, we used to keep it as a clause that the cost of production and the cost of evaluation, cost of standardization is this much. So the cost of the product must not go beyond that, beyond this. They can get profit by identifying the market areas, they can export it, and whatever it is. For in India, it must be available in this particular rate, not beyond that. It's all up to the always the rate fixed by us will be the final rate coming into the market, and we will keep a clause that they must give the balance sheet every year, and we will counter check it, and whether it is at least for 5 years, we'll be after that.
Okay. Sir, in addition to that, how do you ensure, since the cost is, you say it's affordable, so what about the royalty? So how do you actually estimate the royalty over there once you
Yeah,
transfer this technology?
yeah.
Is there any
Before
particular range?
before answering to this question, I will share one of the experience of one of our products, because any imported valve, almost of the same quality of Chitra valve, cost around 8 lakhs, more than 8 lakhs rupees for that artificial mechanical valve, which myself has highlighted in the presentation. But our valve cost only below 1 lakh rupees. It is around 70,000, 72,000 rupees. That is, I'm talking about, I mean, in private hospitals. In government hospitals, for BPL people, below property level people, it is free of cost. So even in Chitra, Medical College Trivandrum, Medical College Calicut, then Medical College, I mean, All India Institute of Medical Science, JIPMER, there for BPL persons, it is free of cost. That is how our one of the very, I mean, prestigious product available in the market. That is one thing. Now coming back to your question, how we can monitor and how we get royalty. So I can explain like this. For valve, we have given in the first generation valve like that. We will take care of the R&D for coming 14 years, 4 years, and the royalty must be the 14% of the profit for this particular product for that company. So how we can monitor that? They have to submit the balance sheet, profit balance sheet before March 31st of every year till 14 years. So probably they will not, they will give that royalty because it is always, it affects the well-wish between the institute and the industry. One thing is that it is always liable for sue. So once an institute like ours, a national important institute like ours, has gone sue against a particular company, that company will definitely be blacklisted in the medical devices area. So they won't go for that. And even we won't go for that, because once one company has given a black mark for the institute, our further products will not be transferred to the potential companies. Many startups may take, but it will not be taken by the now our ventilator, one of the famous product for this pandemic, this COVID condition. We had developed portable ventilators that has been transferred to Wipro, and we have developed stent, an aortic stent valve, and that is being transferred to a very prestigious company in India itself. And those things are also being, it is undergoing. And we have developed nearly 19 products for this pandemic condition, and almost every product has been translated to the industry, and they are available in the market right now.
Fine, thank you, sir. One more
question in the chat box. Okay. The person who have developed the technology, will they get patent on their name? No, they will not. They will stay as inventor, but the applicant will be the institute itself, because the institute is paying money for that. Applicant will be the institute itself. But if the technology is transferred, they will get a share for that. It is in the 60%, 40%. That means if 100 rupees is getting for the institute, 60% is for the institute, and 40% will be shared among the inventors. I think I have given the answer for that question. No other questions are there in the chat box.
Okay. Just one more thing, when you're granting these licenses, so are these exclusive licenses or non-exclusive licenses?
It depends. Sometimes we will give the exclusive licenses, and in certain cases non-exclusive licenses, because the grip will be with ours. It depends upon the medical devices class, regulatory inputs, then status or the condition of the company, how far the company can take the technology upfront. Sometimes they may be developing one or two and make available to the public, but they will keep it idle. You see, there is the biggest problem we are facing this is technology killing. That means many imported companies, they have many national names over here, and they will approach us and they will purchase the technology and they will keep it in the shelf for making their products much more available in the market. So they always kill our technologies. Now we are taking care of that too. When the industry is approaching, we will put an MOU, a particular legal clause in the MOU that within a specified stipulated time, the product must be available in the market in a particular amount. The cost must not go beyond this, and it must be available in the market to the required public within that speculated time. We used to keep that clause also.
Sir, regarding the COVID-19 medical products, so you mentioned about the ventilators. So in the case of ventilators, have you given an exclusive license or have you given a non-exclusive license? So if you have given an exclusive license, does it limit the availability of these medical products, because such as ventilators?
Because there doesn't matter for exclusive license or non-exclusive license, because government itself has a rule that even though whether the in par with whether it is exclusive, non-exclusive, but the product must be available there. The government has intruded into the medical device sectors, especially for the ventilator manufacturers, mask, and if my knowledge is correct, sanitizers and all, they are under control of government regulation right now. They cannot keep it as an exclusive license. It is our monopoly that we will decide whether how much and how many must be there in the market. The government is checking how many can be given by the company. If they are not producing that much, government is asking why it is not there. So now we don't have the role in that.
So, sir, so you have you granted an exclusive license in that case, or non-exclusive license?
Actually, it is exclusive license.
Okay, okay.
Because exclusive license means it is a valuable product at that point of time, and DST has given fund for us, and they, excuse me, and we were under severe pressure for for translating that particular product within 6 months of time. So the inventors, the scientists, engineers were working 24/7 at that point of time. And after that, only those products come out to the market. Anything else?
Can Mr. John Paul, can you mute yourself, please? Okay, so fine. So any further questions from the participants?
The chat box almost, I think it is clear. Yeah, I have answered to every question, I think.
Well, you can unmute yourself and you can pose it directly to the resource person over there. Fine, sir. I believe there are no further questions, so we'll move on to
Radish,
yes,
you can share my email ID to the participants if they require.
okay.
They can send queries even after this presentation, because it is I am tomorrow. Okay,
I'll do that. I'll
fine,
do that.
Okay, that will be fine. Okay.
Sir, I have your Gmail ID because the other ID is not working. Your institute ID.
Gmail IDs will do. I am checking it every day.
Okay.
So what else? Shall we stop?
I think there are no further questions. We'll move to the vote of thanks.
So one more question is there from Dr. Jitendra Kumar.
Okay.
He is asking, take benefit royalty is up to valid period of patent or can onward also? Usually the royalty is limited before patent. The lifespan of patent is 20 years. The royalty period will be 14 years maximum period, because many of the technology will be outdated within 14 years. We will support further development year onwards. Even before that also, we will go for, once that one technology is transferred to the industry, we will support for the R&D for that technology also. We will go for the next generation technology right from the day of transfer of the first technology. That is the mandate of the institute. So we will go on search for the technology development. So everybody will be working for new technologies, because their career development is also depending upon how many technologies, how many patents, how many technologies they are transferred, how patents they have taken. And we are giving least importance for publications. Publications, of course, there matters, because publications are the entry level for the industries to support or to rely on our technologies, definitely. But mostly patent matters for product development.
Sir, just one question as an extension to that. So when you have already transferred a technology, and if you are doing further R&D on the technology, so in such situations, if you are you actually allowed to file a patent application in the institute's name, or does it actually remain with the licensee over there?
Yeah, that's another question. A valid, very valid question, because once there is an MOU between an industry and the institute, the technology developed after that MOU mostly will be a joint application with institute and the industry's name. But mostly inventors will be from institute itself.
Okay, so even if exclusively the research is being done, the follow-on research is being done by Sri Chitra Institute, you still share the ownership with the licensee.
It's all part of the how the MOU is being kept. Usually, many industries keep a clause like that. Further development, patents are being, it must be a joint application. We also support that, because for the PCT and all, the cost is very high now. If the industry is sharing it, the cost wise we will be benefited.
Right, sir. Right.
Yeah.
Fine.
So
thank you, sir.
So we entertain industries to be the co-applicant.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, one query for my side. Sir, there is any rule for a standard rule for fixing royalty percentage of any project such like?
No, royalty fixing always is based on the cost for R&D, cost of infrastructure, and the cost of the production till the phase which the industry, the product is being given to the industry. With that base only we will fix the royalty. Always it is like that. No, the royalty is always another thing. The royalty is always the percentage of share of the profit the industry is getting out of the after marketing the product into the market. Royalty is like that. The lump sum amount which we fix is always based on the cost of the development of R&D, development of the product, including the R&D cost, then infrastructure cost, labor cost, and another intellectual cost, of course, the patent and all. The lump sum amount will be based on that, and the royalty is always based on the percentage of share. We will claim for 2%, 5%, 7%, 14% of the profit which the company is getting out of the after selling the product in the market.
But
Getting
sir,
the-
during the signing the MOU, royalty percentage is fixed during the time, na?
yeah, definitely. Only then we will transfer the technology.
Okay.
The MOU will be kept in the initial stage itself. After that, each and every clause will be followed. It has to be followed. Otherwise, we have to face a big suit against institute or to the company. We have a legal cell for that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that was a nice question. Who's that?
Sir, Dr. Jitin Kumar from CMAP, Lucknow.
Thank you. Okay.
I think we have no further questions. So we'll move on to the vote of thanks.
Yes, sir. Now I invite Smriti and Pradeep, second semester LLM IPR PhD, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Darshana. Today, as we come to the end of the day's sessions, I've been given the opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks. It is with immense gratitude I would like to thank Mr. Rajkrishna Rajan, engineer at Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute for Medical Science and Technology. As a Keralite, we all have immense pride and respect for Sri Chitra and its fraternity. A peek into the working of the institutes and its major components and wings, the achievements of the institute and the importance it gives to IP portfolio and technology transfer arrangement is a model for the entire country. Thank you, sir, once again for giving us an overview of the practical aspects of the research institute and industry collaborations. We expect your continued cooperation in the years to come. Last but not the least, I thank all the coordinators of the session and also the participants for their time and efforts on my personal behalf and also on the behalf of IUCAPRs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So signing off, all of you. So we'll meet tomorrow. So we'll have the morning session at 9:30 a.m. So tomorrow we have the talk from Ms. Vindhya on the enforcement of IPRs. Thank you all for joining. Signing off.
Thank you.